Well, hello, and thanks for watching another episode of ARFCOM News, your twice-weekly dose of the finest 2A propaganda. You remember a couple of weeks ago I told you about Spam Blondie's Second Amendment Task Force? Well, the Citizens Committee for the Right to Keep and Bear Arms has come up with a list of states the task force really ought to focus on, and I don't think I'll get any argument from you folks that each of these states are absolutely terrible for gun rights.
Absolutely terrible.
Well,
The CCRKBA sent an open letter to Blondie urging her to take action in these states and offered their assistance, but they need your help to get her attention. So I dropped a link to the petition in the description, so while you're, taking care of business, do me a solid and sign the petition. Even if you don't live in those states, it is still your duty to put an end to these authoritarian policies like permits to purchase and mandatory training before they come to your home state. As CCRKBA Chairman Alan Gottlieb said, these intentional impediments to a fundamental right are no different from a literacy test. He went on to say their efforts amount to the deprivation of rights under color of law, and this scenario cannot be allowed to continue. If you agree, can I get an amen? And please sign the petition on your way out.
don't forget to wipe front to back, all right?
But hey, it would be impossible for us to produce quality 2A propaganda without sponsors. So let's pay some bills. Today's video is sponsored by Vortex. The Vortex Defender line features a constant on emitter with no flicker and shake awake, so it's always ready. The Defender CCW is impressively compact for daily carry, the ST is a bit larger, and the XL is an absolute beast with one of the largest windows available on a micro dot. And now, all three are available with a green reticle. And by Springfield Armory. Imagine a 9mm carbine with roller delay action just like Kraut Space Magic. Now imagine it didn't have garbage ergonomics. Introducing the Kuna from Springfield Armory. It gives you that roller delayed smooth recoil you're looking for with reversible, non-reciprocating charging handle and absolutely everything. And by 1776 Insurance. Most homeowners insurance policies only cover up to $2,500 for firearms. I don't know about you, but I've got more than that in just optics. 1776 gives you comprehensive coverage against breakage, theft, fire, and burglary for all of your guns, and you don't have to give them your serial numbers. Well, the ATF published its fact sheet for 2024, and it reveals how absolutely devastating the Biden regime's no-tolerance policy really was.
They finally agree on something. Look at that.
F-Troop revoked 195 FFLs, which represents an enormous 24% increase from the prior year. That's all due to ATF inspectors being ordered to exercise zero discretion. Rather than educate dealers on policy or allow them to correct typos, the ATF began using any tiny excuse, even mistakes made by the customer, to put honest people out of business. Thankfully, President Trump put an end to that policy. You criticize him all you want for his other gun rights missteps, but at least he got this one right.
Isaac, you did something right.
Because in spite of the claims from Captain Dementia, rogue dealers are not the source of illegal guns. Setting aside the ATF themselves, less than 2% of all illegal trafficking has anything at all to do with a licensed dealer. Now mind you, that's not 2% of dealers, that's less than 2% of all illegal trafficking has anything to do with the dealer. In the real world, most crime guns are stolen. In the US, that is. In Mexico, the cartels just get their guns directly from the government. The People's Republic of Californistan has got to be the most degenerate, upside-down place in these United States.
Upside down dimension planet thing?
No.
I just finished reading about a red flag order they issued against a guy for talking with a mass shooter online. Now, if you're thinking that's bullshit, you're right, but not for the reasons you think. You see, the guy in question, Alexander Pfaffendorf, is accused of chatting with the girl who ended 2 lives at Abundant Life Christian School in Wisconsin last December. She is a minor. And he's not accused of just chatting with a minor. According to the San Diego police, he specifically discussed using explosives and a firearm in a public attack. He told FBI agents they were just off-the-cuff comments intended to impress the 15-year-old girl he wanted to have a romantic relationship with.
If you had like a wood chipper I could chuck the body into.
But Andrew, you say, I thought you opposed red flag laws. Surely this scumbag deserves a red flag, nay? He is indeed an utter waste of oxygen, and I agree he should not have access to guns, or stabby things, or pool chemicals, or park benches near a playground, because he should spend a very long time in prison for trying to rape a 15-year-old girl, and for his role in encouraging her to harm others. This sounds like a very dangerous man. That paper the judge signed cannot stop him from buying a gun in an alley or printing one. It can't stop him from making the bombs he talked about either. And it cannot stop him from running people over with a car.
I was wrong about tossing a guy into a wood chipper.
There's gotta be something better.
The only thing that can definitely stop a bad man from harming members of the public is to incarcerate him. We don't have a gun problem. We have a letting psychos walk around free problem. The heads keep rolling at the ATF. Not literally, of course. Nobody is actually being decapitated, but they are being fired. Well, technically, they're being offered the opportunity to retire, which sounds really nice, but the bottom line is, don't let the door hit you in the ass.
Don't let the doorknob hit you with a good Lord split you.
And this time, it's Senior Policy Counsel Eric Epstein. I assume there's no relation. Now, I barely even know what a regular baseball court looks like, let alone inside baseball, but AmmoLand reports Epstein can be blamed for the engaged in the business rule, which is ATF's attempt to backdoor universal background checks by simply declaring that virtually any transaction could be interpreted as being engaged in the business of selling firearms for the purposes of licensing. The practical upshot was that while the rule was theoretically in effect anyway, anyone who didn't want to risk prison for a private transfer had to sell their gun through a local dealer. And, unsurprisingly, Epstein also had his fingers in the brace rule and the frames and receivers rule. So yeah, he's a douche, and we're happy to see him go. So I recently told you that SCOTUS denied cert for Minnesota's appeal, forcing them to issue carry permits to adults under 21. Naturally, that has the Karens in the local legacy media clutching desperately at their pearls.
Oh my stars, I must clutch my pearls.
One of them even managed to dig up a state-certified firearms instructor who claimed he would refuse to teach anyone under 21. Lucky Rosenblum says those kids are impulsive and feel invincible, so he won't teach any of them. In response to criticism that he doesn't believe in the Second Amendment, Lucky bragged about teaching the class for a government permission slip for many years.
Moron! Hey, moron!
Friends, the Fudd has insinuated itself so deeply in this man's nervous system it has full control of his autonomic functions, and he is simply not in control of himself. And now for your moment of Zen. Hello, friend. Do you like pews and pew-related things? Would you like to help us keep delivering you American pew again at the low price of $3.99? We literally couldn't pay the bills without our sponsors, so do us a solid and get yourself something nice from them. You deserve it. I love you.